Hello, my name is Anaya Boyce, and as a part of Psychology of Contemporary and Virtual Organizations, we're going to be discussing the topic of IO psychology called motivation in virtual workplace environments. Let's begin. Motivation always plays a crucial role in maintaining productivity, engagement, and employee satisfaction in virtual work environments. So, with the increasing move towards remote and hybrid work models, understanding and applying motivational strategies, both intrinsic and extrinsic, has become essential for organizational success. So, this presentation will discuss intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, burnout prevention, work life balance, and communication and feedback. So, when it comes to intrinsic motivation in the virtual workplace, this arises from internal drives such as personal growth, purpose, and a sense of accomplishment. Motivation in virtual settings can be encouraged through autonomy, mastery, and purpose. So, let's take a look at each of them separately. So, autonomy is the capacity of an individual to make informed, independent decisions and act on them fully without external coercion or undue influence. So, autonomy allows employees to set their own schedules or choose how they complete tasks and promote ownership and responsibility. When you allow employees to determine how they work, they're willing to take on the responsibility of outcomes of their work. Consequently, they feel a higher level of responsibility for the outcome of their work, and this leads to higher levels of success. This can empower employees and build confidence in their abilities. This can be a benefit to employees who may have felt previously constrained by rigid guidelines by giving them a creative outlet to flourish. This can lead to more flexibility and control over their work, which can reduce stress. Lower levels of stress can lead to increased engagement and job satisfaction, and therefore better employee retention. So, mastery is another component of intrinsic motivation. This is when somebody has a high level of proficiency at a particular skill or subject matter. So, mastery in a virtual setting is when somebody has a deep competence and confidence in navigating remote work tools, workflows, or interpersonal dynamics. So, it combines the technical proficiency, self management, communication skills, and the ability to continuously learn and adapt in a digital environment. So, mastery of digital tools and workflows enables employees to complete tasks more efficiently with fewer errors and delays. Skilled virtual workers communicate clearly, they manage time zones, and they use platforms effectively to keep teams connected and aligned. So, when workers feel more competent and in control of their virtual work environment, they're more engaged and satisfied with their roles. Organizations with cultures of virtual mastery retain top talent who value flexibility, autonomy, and professional growth. So, some of the examples are when a worker sets up a simple tool to handle routine tasks automatically, and that saves time for more important work. Or a team member that records short video updates instead of scheduling meetings so that everyone can watch them when it's convenient. Purpose is probably the most important factor in intrinsic motivation. It gives the people a clear sense of meaning and purpose and fulfillment, and this boosts in engagement and job satisfaction. When individuals feel their work has purpose, they're more motivated, focused, and productive. They're also more likely to remain with the organization, especially when they see the positive impact of their contributions. So, a purpose driven workplace builds a sense of community and shared values. And this leads to a more positive, collaborative, and supportive work environment for the employees. employees, and the the where you connect employees' work with the organization's mission, it helps them see the broader impact of their activities. So, purpose-driven leaders are more likely to build strong relationships with their team members. Employees with a sense of purpose are better equipped to handle challenges, and organizations rooted in a purpose often demonstrate higher levels of innovation. I think as we talk about purpose, we have to realize that it is inherently biblical. Ephesians 1 categorizes the whole purpose behind creation and God's people, and particularly verse 17 and 18 emphasize that understanding one's divine calling bringing fulfillment and purpose in work. So this is where Paul prays for believers to receive spiritual wisdom and revelation that enlightens their hearts to grasp the hope to which they've been called. And this is this glory inheritance of God's holy people that he's talking about. Understanding this transforms daily tasks into meaningful contributions that align with a person's efforts towards God's eternal plan for their life. And so this fosters such a great sense of belonging and purpose in something beyond the mundane daily activities that actually contribute to a lifelong and eternal reward for us as Christians. So leaders can foster this type of culture within their organizations by being transformational leaders. The next factor that we're going to look at is in motivation is extrinsic motivation in virtual work. So extrinsic motivation comes from external rewards or pressures such as pay or bonuses or recognition or performance evaluations. In regards to the virtual workplace, the effective extrinsic motivators are going to discuss our incentive programs, clear performance metrics, and public recognition. Well, incentive programs are always great. These are structured initiatives whose purpose is to cultivate the growth and development of employees, focusing on the development of skills, leadership opportunities, and career progress. So some examples are performance-based bonuses, shout outs in virtual meetings, or highlights, or someone leadership highlighting a team member as like the employee of the month. Well, who doesn't like incentive programs? These programs are structured initiatives whose purpose is to cultivate growth and development of employees, focus on the development of skills, leadership opportunities, and career projects. So some examples are performance-based bonuses, shout-outs in the meetings, or highlighting a team member as employee of the month. This is great because it drives short-term performance. It encourages goal achievement, and it reinforces desired behaviors from the organization. Clear performance metrics are well-defined goals and expectations that support clear and tangible rewards, and they're essential for measuring and can also improve performance. Organizational learning is crucial for surviving growth in times of high uncertainty and variability, as it can facilitate the creation of a competitive advantage and ultimately superior performance. So these metrics must follow a SMART criteria. They must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound to ensure their clarity and effectiveness. So the metrics must be clearly defined to eliminate any ambiguity about what's being evaluated. They should be quantifiable, allowing for objective assessment and data-driven decision-making. And to be effective, metrics must also be realistic and attainable, encouraging employees to improve without feeling overwhelmed. Clear performance metrics are essential for organizational success. They provide employees with a clear understanding of their responsibilities and how their efforts contribute to the team and organization's objectives. So by offering objective data, these metrics facilitate constructive feedback during performance reviews. They also ensure the individual and the team efforts are aligned with the organizational goals, enabling informed decisions regarding training, promotions, or disciplinary actions. Ultimately, clear metrics can motivate employees to enhance their performance and reach their full potential. So some examples are like the number of sales closed, tasks completed, or projects delivered. They also can track error rates and deficiencies or customer satisfaction scores that could be helpful for feedback for organizations. Another form of extrinsic motivation is public recognition. And this is when employees are acknowledged or their work contributions are acknowledged in a manner that's visible to their peers and superiors. And this is often done in a group setting or through company communications. And it contrasts with private recognition, which occurs between the individual receiving recognition and the one giving it. Public recognition can take various forms, such as in-person praises during meetings, emails, social media posts, or company newsletters. Digital shout outs are always nice, virtual badges or peer nominated awards can boost morale. And some of the benefits of public recognition is they can significantly boost employees' morale and motivation, especially when it's specific and acknowledges their unique contributions. It can help create a positive and engaging workplace culture. And that fosters a sense of appreciation and value. It can also encourage employees to support each other and collaborate effectively. And when employees see their peers being recognized for positive behaviors, they're more likely to emulate those same behaviors. The third component of motivation in virtual workplace environments is communication and feedback. And this is the formal and informal, ongoing, and systematic process of colleagues providing each other with constructive and valuable insights into their work performance, their behaviors, and outcomes, um, composed of recognition and regular feedback. And this aims to guide improvement, reinforce strengths, and foster a culture of continuous learning and development. Recognition is the first component we're going to look at, and this is when the efforts of employees are publicly acknowledged and appreciated by the team when they exceed the standard expectation. So, recognition is key to a positive working environment where there's a desire to foster engagement and morale. It should be delivered in a way that's helpful and motivating, highlighting both what is working well and areas for improvement. And some of the benefits are um, it reinforces the desired behaviors and performance, and motivating employees to achieve more and show appreciation and foster a positive work environment. Another benefit is increased employee engagement and motivation, improved job satisfaction morale. It reduces employee turnover and increases retention. Another component of communication and feedback is regular feedback. And this should be clear, specific, and offer concrete suggestions for improvement. It's crucial to provide feedback consistently rather than waiting for formal performance reviews. That's one thing that I really appreciated is consistent feedback. Regular feedback helps employees understand their impact and make necessary adjustments to enhance their performance, and you don't want them doing that just annually. It facilitates a culture of learning and growth, allowing individuals to identify areas for development and build new skills. Open and honest feedback builds trust and strengthens professional relationships within the team. Regular feedback shows that employees are valued and that their contributions are noticed, leading to a higher engagement. In peer-reviewed workplace, individuals provide feedback to each other based on their collective experience and perspectives. Peer feedback offers a valuable reality check, providing insights that may not be readily apparent from a manager's viewpoint. By being accountable to your peers, individuals are more likely to be proactive in their performance and development. In essence, regular feedback in a peer-reviewed workplace is a vital component of a thriving and high-performing organization, and it fosters a culture of continuous improvement and mutual support. Open and regular communication is vital to promote environments to prevent isolation and confusion. And this can be done through real-time communication in tools to foster collaboration, video meetings to help preserve that human connection, and regular check-ins to ensure alignment and morale. So the last component of motivation in virtual workspaces we're going to look at is work-life balance. And this is so important for a lot of people, especially in the virtual work settings. And this is maintaining a work-life balance in virtual settings is challenging due to blurred boundaries between work and personal life. And so having a desk in your house at home among your family can be something that you can feel tied to a lot of the time. So this component of motivation has two components, and one is burnout prevention, and the other one is healthy boundaries. So how do we address burnout in remote teams? So as a psychologist, we aim to empower business leaders and their workers with personal coping mechanisms such as stress management programs, resilience training, and mindfulness practices is a big one. But being an IO psychologist, This involves creating a supportive work environment that actively mitigates risk factors associated with burnout, such as high workloads, lack of control, and lack of social support. So, early identification and rapid intervention are both crucial to prevent the development of burnout and maintain workers in their jobs. So, research suggests that proactive actions like self initiated changes and efforts to increase resources can be effective in preventing burnout. And as IO psychologists, it would be helpful to address the root causes of burnout, which include workload control, reward, community, fairness, and company culture. And in some ways, as an IO psychologist, we can stop the burnout before it starts. So, a healthy workplace culture that promotes self well being and supports employees can play a significant role in preventing burnout. Giving employees more autonomy and control over their work and involving them in the decision making process is a big one, and this can help reduce burnout. Providing opportunities for employees to learn stress management techniques if they are feeling stressed and build resilience can help them cope with the demands of their workplace. Combining individual and organizational interventions can be more effective than just a single level approach. So, to prevent and address burnout, organizations can monitor their workload and set realistic expectations for work and timeframes. They can train managers to recognize signs of burnout in their employees. They can foster a more supportive culture where employees feel comfortable in discussing challenges such as workloads and stress. And they can encourage regular breaks and digital detoxes where we disconnect from our computers or work entirely. The second component of work life balance, and I would say even a subcomponent of burnout prevention, would be boundaries or healthy boundaries. And these are where boundaries are generally where we set limits and guidelines that define what is acceptable behavior and interactions, usually in relationships, that protect both individuals from harm. Boundaries within the workplace establish clear lines of separation between work and personal life, and these ensure a healthy work environment and they promote well being among employees. So, boundaries define the scope of responsibilities and tasks that are associated with a particular role or position within an organization. So, boundaries in the workplace encompass several key areas. So, they separate work time and activities from personal time and interests, and this promotes a healthy work life balance and burnout prevention. These define how and when individuals communicate, including the appropriate means of communication, and for example, email, phone, or in-person conversations. Boundaries also outline acceptable standards of conduct and interactions within the workplace, and this includes respecting others, avoiding harassment, and maintaining a respectful and professional environment. Boundaries help individuals maintain their mental and physical health as well as their emotional health by preventing overwork, overcommitment, and stress. So, clearly defined boundaries create a more positive and productive work environment by fostering respect, trust, and open communication. Boundaries can help prevent disagreements and conflicts by establishing clear expectations and reducing misunderstandings. Boundaries can also help maintain ethical standards and prevent boundary violations that could lead to harming people and their feelings. So, healthy boundaries are essential for building strong and healthy professional relationships that are based on respect, trust, and a mutual understanding. So, in conclusion, motivating employees in virtual organizations requires a balanced approach that includes both intrinsic and extrinsic factors, clear and open communication, regular feedback, and a strong emphasis on work life balance. Recognizing that Work is not merely a means to an end, but a calling from God, imbues daily activities with purpose and significance. So now integrating this understanding into one's professional life transforms everyday tasks into meaningful contributions. This perspective fosters a sense of belonging to something greater than oneself, motivating individuals to excel and positively impact others. Organizations that proactively support their virtual teams in these areas are more likely to sustain high performance engagement and long term employee well being. Thank you for attending this presentation, and God bless.